It's not.
We're trying.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
That's it.
Yes. Yes.
You got it.
True.
Okay, there's one less that. Which part? He's
Detained.
You getting the donuts first, or?
Wishful thinking.
Donuts. Breakfast food.
I just have pizza for dinner.
Pizza and donuts, huh?
You go to 7-Eleven. Haven't been to 7-Eleven in 2 years. We've been to 7-Eleven. I think my Wawa.
What'd you say, getting the bigger bottles of water again?
Yes, next meeting. You have to use these
I
up
wasn't gonna use
first.
mine
No
tonight,
waste.
so I might get stuck for another one.
No waste, recycle.
When I went on the bus,
That's a good idea.
one of the, they always have bigger bottles for us. I was on the senior citizen bus traffic. When you would dump them, then you had to squish your bottles out.
All set, Steve? All set, Tom?
Really? It makes sense. It's progressive guy. That's what I learned on the senior citizen bus trip.
Okay, good evening. Welcome to the Township of Lacey, February 27, 2014 meeting. Adequate notice of this meeting has been given in accordance with the Open Public Meeting Act pursuant to public laws of 1975. Said notice was advertised in the Asbury Park Press and the Lacey Beacon and was posted on the bulletin board showing the time and the place of the meeting. We're going to begin with a salute to the flag and a moment of silence, please.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, item number 1, second reading of ordinance 2014-02, setting the salary for seasonal staff for recreation and public works.
An ordinance of the Township of Lacey County, Ocean State of New Jersey, amending an ordinance entitled, an ordinance of the Township of Lacey County, Ocean State of New Jersey, affixing and determining the salaries, wages, and compensation of the officers, employees, and members of the governing body of the township. This is for our recreation summer staff and public works summer staff. This is in accordance with the new minimum wage law.
Being the second reading, I'll open it to the public. If there's any public comment? Otto? State your name and address, please.
Otto Bell, 743 Lakeside Drive North, Orchid River. I have one on the lake again. If you're going to spend money on the lake, is there any intention of trying to save it?
I don't, this one, you'd have to hold that comment until we open the public meeting.
Well,
This is only,
No, this is on spending the money.
no, this is only
Does
on
it-
establishing
does it
a
pay-
salary.
Does it pay to have people come with a bulldozer and bury the goose doo-doo on the...
I don't, I'm not gonna answer that question.
Or do we just close the lake?
If you'd like to come back up at the later part of the meeting, because this only establishes the salaries that we pay that staff. If we adopt this ordinance, then we'll be able to address that issue.
Okay.
But right now, it still hasn't been adopted yet, so just give us about 15 minutes. Anyone else?
Seeing none, motion to close the floor.
Could I have a second?
Second.
Motion on the ordinance.
Motion on the ordinance, somebody?
Move it.
Second.
Mr. Dykoff?
Yes.
Mr. Curatolo?
Yes.
Mr. Kennis?
Yes.
Mayor Quinn.
Yes. Item number 2, Resolution 2014-77, supporting the Homeowner Flood Insurance Affordability Act.
Resolution to Township of Lacey County, Ocean State of New Jersey, supporting the Homeowner Flood Insurance Affordability Act. This is with regards to the bigger ordered flood insurance reform law of 2012. We've been asked by our adjoining municipalities to adopt this resolution and to send it out to our neighboring towns, and especially those affected by Hurricane Sandy, along with Speaker Boehner and the Majority Leader Harry Reid, along with Senators Menendez and Booker and Congressman Ryan, Smith, and Pallone, and Governor Christie's office, of course.
Could I have a motion?
Move it.
Second.
Mr. Kennis?
Yes.
Mr. Dykoff?
Yes.
Mr. Curatolo?
Yes.
Mayor Quinn.
Yes. Item number 3, Resolution 2014-78, appointing a part-time clerk for the Code Enforcement Office.
Resolution of Township of Lacey County, Ocean State of New Jersey, appointing Dana DeBella to the permanent part-time position of clerk for the Township of Lacey in the Office of Code Enforcement. This is effective March 3rd, 2014. It's a part-time position, no more than 19 hours a week.
Can I have a motion?
Move it.
Second.
Mr. Dykoff?
Yes.
Mr. Curatolo?
Yes.
Mr. Kennis?
Yes.
Mayor Quinn.
Yes. Item number 4, Resolution 2014-79, authorizing a change order for Lake Barnegat Drive North Road Improvement base bid and alternate number 1.
Resolution of Township of Lacey County, Ocean State, New Jersey, authorizing the execution of amendment to the contract with C.J. Hess for the Lake Barnegat Drive North Road Improvement Project base bid and alternate project bid, alternate number 1. This is final quantities, change order number 1. This is an actual decrease in the contract in the amount of $9,264.21.
Can I have a motion?
Move it.
Second.
Mr. Dykoff?
Yes.
Mr. Kennis?
Yes.
Mr. Curatolo?
Yes.
Mayor Quinn.
Yes. Item number 5, Resolution 2014-80, authorizing a change order for the Lake Barnegat Drive North Road Improvement Project, alternate number 2.
Resolution to Township of Lacey County, Ocean State, New Jersey, authorizing the execution of amendment to the contract with CJ Hess for the Lake Barnegat Drive North Road Improvement Project, alternate number 2. And again, this is a final quantities change order. It's a decrease in the amount of $15,969.79.
Can I have a motion?
Motion.
Second.
Mr. Curatolo?
Yes.
Mr. Kennis?
Yes.
Mr. Dykoff?
Yes.
Mayor Quinn.
Yes. Item number 6, Resolution 2014-81, authorizing the release of a maintenance bond for road improvement, permit number 4566.
Resolution of Township of Lacey County, Ocean State, New Jersey, authorizing release of a maintenance guarantee posted by Martha Hoare for road improvement permit number 4566, which is Ivy Street between Clearview and Kenny.
Can I have a motion?
Move it.
Second.
Mr. Kennis?
Yes.
Mr. Dykoff?
Yes.
Mr. Curatolo?
Yes.
Mayor Quinn.
Yes. Item number 7, Resolution 2014-82, authorizing refund of deposit monies.
Resolution of Township of Lacey County, Ocean State, New Jersey, authorizing release of deposit monies held for the use of municipal facilities.
Can I have a
Move
motion?
it.
Second.
Mr. Dykoff?
Yes.
Mr. Curatolo?
Yes.
Mr. Kennis?
Yes.
Mayor Quinn.
Yes. Item number 8, Resolution 2014-83, authorizing the payment of the township bills.
Resolution of Township of Lacey County, Ocean State, New Jersey, authorizing the payment of township bills in the amount of $4,506,183.89.
Can I have a motion?
Move it.
Second.
Mr. Dykoff?
Yes.
Mr. Curatolo?
Yes.
Mr. Kennis?
Yes.
Mayor Quinn.
Yes. Item number 9, motion to approve raffle license applications for the Lenoka Harbor EMS.
Move it.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Add-ons, please.
Okay, first, it's going to be ordinance 2014-3, its first reading. It's an ordinance of the Township of Lacey County, Ocean State, New Jersey, authorizing a special emergency appropriation pursuant to NJSA 48:4-53 for the reassessment of real property and providing that the sum of $360,000 is hereby appropriated for the same, and that this appropriation shall be deemed a special emergency appropriation as defined and provided for in NJSA 48:4-55.
Can I have a motion?
Move it.
Second.
Mr. Dykoff?
Yes.
Mr. Kennis?
Yes.
Mr. Curatolo?
Yes.
Mayor Quinn.
Yes.
Next is Resolution 2014-84, Resolution of Township of Lacey County, Ocean State, New Jersey, amending the contract with Stephen Zabarski of City Holes Apple and Zabarski as Township Prosecutor to add Matthew J. Dory as an additional alternate prosecutor.
Motion, please.
Motion.
Second.
Mr. Curatolo?
Yes.
Mr. Kennis?
Yes.
Mr. Dykoff?
Yes.
Mayor Quinn.
Yes. Item 12.
Resolution of Township of Lacey County, Ocean State, New Jersey, awarding a contract to Espatata Construction Incorporated for the 2012 DOT Municipal Aid Grant Project known as Lakeside Drive Road Improvement Project. There were 10 bids received on this project on February 20th, 2014. The lowest responsible bidder that has received approval from the Township Attorney's Office and the Engineer's Office at Espatata in the amount of $382,240.40. This project is will get underway as soon as the weather breaks and we can get out there and we'll have it done for the beach season.
Motion?
Motion.
Second.
Mr. Curatolo?
Yes.
Mr. Dykoff?
Yes.
Mr. Kennis?
Yes.
Mayor Quinn.
Yes. Last
And
one.
the final one that I have to add on is Resolution 2014-86. It's a resolution of Township of Lacey County, Ocean State, New Jersey, authorizing the appointment of temporary substitute plumbing subcode official for the Township of Lacey. Our current permanent part-time subcode official has taken ill. We need a plumbing subcode here, and we're hiring Dennis Lasasa as a substitute temporary plumbing subcode official for the township.
Have a motion?
Move it.
Second.
Mr. Dykoff?
Yes.
Mr. Kennis?
Yes.
Mr. Curatolo?
Yes.
Mayor Quinn.
Yes. Comments from the committee? Mark?
No comments tonight. Thank you, Mayor.
Okay. Peter?
Yes, I'll be brief, Mayor. I want to applaud the efforts of the Municipal Alliance. I know tonight's red night, and coming from the employee of the Ocean County Health Department, I know that the paperwork from all the county municipal alliances goes up there for review and approval. And I want the people of Lacey to know that we do have one of the most active and productive municipal alliances in the county. In their efforts, they had 800 or 1,000 people at one of the last two red nights. I'm heading over there after the meeting. Also want to report, lastly, we did have an event in Ocean County Mall. The people from Lacey did come. It's called 3D, Drinking, Drugging, and Driving. And I just want to comment on some of our law enforcement community. Prosecutor Coronado, I think part of the success that we have as professionals is we step out of our comfort zones and our silos. So now, you know, police officers go into schools, they're alive at 25, they're DARE officers, teachers are doing work between the hard times for young people, between 3 and 6. And people generally, you know, they communicate. Here, our Municipal Alliance communicates with Casey Parker and Public Works, with James and Recreation. And I think that's part of the success that you see through that communication and that participation. I applaud the efforts of our county prosecutor, Joe Coronado, to get out into the schools and get this message out. It's an important part of what we all do. We all have skin in the game. We all drive on these roads. We all have kids in our schools, and we all have families that we love. So it becomes important, and everyone that doesn't think they have skin in the game, they do. So I want to say thank you to all of those folks I just mentioned for making really Lacey Township what it is, and for our police officers that keep us safe. Thank you.
Thanks, Ben. Stephen?
Yes, a couple weeks ago I had an opportunity to attend a Women's Club breakfast. The Women's Club in town raises money for many causes throughout the town, from scholarships to the food bank, and I just want to thank them for their efforts. And if anybody's interested in joining the Women's Club, they meet the second Wednesday of the month at 10:30 a.m. at the Community Hall on Lacey Road in Route 9. We've also begun discussions about dredging some of the lagoons around town, on the inlets. And also yesterday I had the opportunity to attend the mayor's meeting at the Ocean County Engineers building in Toms River with the mayor. And the biggest takeaway I got was that we've discussed expanding the intersection at Manchester Avenue and Haines Street and Western. They're in the very, very early stages of completely reconfiguring that intersection to make it a lot better and a lot safer. That's all I have. Thanks.
Thanks, Steve. Okay, I'm going to start with police stats first before I go to my other comments. This is for the police department for the month of January 2014. The police department handled 4,178 calls for service in January, 738 motor vehicle stops resulting in 317 summonses and 134 written warnings. We had 94 motor vehicle accidents, 171 first aid calls, 12 DWI arrests, 75 physical arrests, and 19 drug arrests. The officers and staff of the Lacey Township Police Department would like to thank the community for the overwhelming positive response to the Meet the Officers Day event, which was held at the middle school on Saturday, February 8th. Nearly 1,000 residents turned out for the event and interacted with all of the officers and staff of the police department during the 4-hour period. All of the police department staff members involved expressed how much they enjoyed the event. It was also nice to see each member of the police department volunteer his or her time to participate in the event. Thanks as well to all of the community volunteers who helped make the event such a great success. The event was held as an important part of the COPS collectible card program, which is now in its final weeks. Residents should remain aware of the various types of sophisticated scams that are commonly be attempted via telephone, email, and regular mail. The scams are very creative and all revolve around obtaining personal information from the victim, gaining remote access to the victim's computer, or fooling the victim into actually sending money in the belief that they are going to gain more money back. The scam artists who are based in other states or even in other countries are very skilled and often lead the victim to believe their lies. In some instances, the scammers have even pretended to be a family member, and they've convinced elderly victims to wire money to other states. The scams occur via email, mail, and now more frequently through direct contact over the telephone. Despite the consistent public awareness efforts of law enforcement and the media, people continue to fall prey to the scammers. Residents are asked to use caution and good judgment when dealing with questionable telephone calls, emails, or regular mail. Furthermore, the Lacey Township Police Department and all of the associations affiliated with the police department do not solicit donations by telephone, nor do we support police-related telephone solicitations. No telemarketing company is authorized to solicit on behalf of the Lacey Township Police Department. I spoke to the chief about this, and it's becoming much more common for people to call up and try to get you to donate to something. And we want everyone to be aware you might be donating to something dealing with the police department, but it's not being dealt with, it's not going to the local police department, which is what most people would like to deal with if they're gonna make a donation. So if anything is done, it's always, done by the police department with a mail out, and if you have any questions, you can certainly reach out to the chief and he'll answer them for you. Over the last 3 months, the police department has engaged in a concerted effort to have any graffiti in town cleaned by the respective property owners. The program has been extremely successful. Residents are asked to notify the police of any graffiti noticed in town, so that arrangements can be made to quickly have graffiti removed. The notification can be as simple as sending an email to the police department website. Likewise, residents are encouraged to continue to use the anonymous crime tips feature of the police department website to report potential criminal activity in the neighborhoods. Several of the successful investigations we've had over the last few months were supported by information we received from residents through the anonymous crime tips feature of the website. So it is having public input is really making a tremendous difference in having the police department being able to solve a lot of these crimes that we've seen around town. I just want to touch on what the chief talked about with the meet and greet the officers day that we had 2 weeks ago. I know I was there. I think most of the committee members had stopped in during the course of the 4-hour period, but I have to say, the overall program has just been overwhelmingly successful. I was in the schools today in one of the schools talking, and it's all the kids know about it. All the kids have been involved in it. It was a nice day because it was so good to walk through those doors and know that probably the only police officers that weren't there in that room that day were the 8 or 10 that were out on the street. Everyone else was in the building, whether they were police officers, whether they were staff working in the police department. They all just came together and did something so outstanding for the kids in this community. The chief's belief is and has always been that if the kids can build a relationship with a police officer at such a young age, it'll hopefully deter them from getting involved or being afraid of police officers as they get older in their life. So the program's not over. They're still going to be going into each of the schools in the month of March. They have I guess like a raffle giveaway that they're going to be giving out a lot of very valuable prizes throughout every school as the program comes to finality. And again, a lot of that stuff was donated by local business people. The Cop Card program, just so everyone knows, is supported by the local businesses in town. If you look at the back of the card, every card has a business name on it from the sponsor of that particular police officer. So it's a great program. It truly has been a success, and I know the chief is going to continue looking to do it in future years to come. So I have to thank and applaud each of the men and women in the department for what they do. Mr. Kennis spoke about the Women's Club. I had the opportunity to attend the Women's Club breakfast with Steve, and it was nice. We really had a nice time. The two of us had a great time. But it's just another organization in this town that does so much good for the community. I think there's over 125 women in the club right now, and they'd like to make that number grow because the more they have involved in the club, the more they can do, in different programs and have more success in town. Steve and I said we would get the word out there. If you're interested, we can get you the information, the applications here through Town Hall. They meet every week. Not only do they do a lot of fundraising and different programs to try and help out different parts of the township, but it's a social thing too. They get together, they play cards. I don't know what Mahjong is. Is it Mahjong?
Some kind
Mahjong.
Yeah, Mahjong. I know they. Is that what it is? Yeah. They do a lot of different things, which I think if you're sitting home and you're concerned because you don't know a lot of people in town, you want to get out and meet more people, these are great opportunities. And at the end of the day, you not only can enjoy yourself socially, but you can get involved and do a lot of good for the community. So I certainly would like to see as many people as possible get involved. If you don't, it's your own fault because there's plenty to do here in Lacey Township. As Peter's touched on, tonight is Red Night over at the high school. The Municipal Alliance, Heather, and all the folks involved in that, do a tremendous job. Committeeman Most is over there tonight, representing the governing body. Our meeting coincided with the Red Night itself, but it's something that the last time they ran it last year had a tremendous impact on a lot of people, not only children in the community, but on a lot of parents that went out and were able to hear firsthand some stories from people that have experienced and lived through tremendous tragedy on how bad their situation was, and it opened a lot of people's eyes to see what they have to look out for warning signs. And I certainly applaud the Municipal Alliance and all the members of the task force that are involved in that. They're doing a great job, and I just know that as years go on, they're just going to keep hitting it further and doing a great job. We adopted a resolution this evening on the Biggers Water Act, which is the resolution that we're sending down to Washington, to the House of Representatives, trying to get the House of Representatives to adopt a bill to try and put a 4-year hold on increasing people's flood insurance rates as drastically as they're proposing to do. President Obama signed a bill in 2012 that is going to be taking and increasing a flood insurance premium on your home anywhere from 20 to 25% over the course of each year for a 4-year period. Superstorm Sandy is a year and a half gone now, but it still hasn't, this area has not taken and corrected itself 100%. There's a lot of people out there that are still suffering, a lot of people struggling, a lot of people have not been able to rebuild. They're still trying to get their money to rebuild. And we believe, as well as most of the communities around us, that it's something that would only take and hurt people more if it goes into work, place at this point in time. The Ocean County freeholders have adopted the resolution. They sent it down to us, and we have a copy of their resolution. So most municipalities are sending this down to their House of Representatives, individual congressmen, and we're hoping that we get some feedback that it's going to come out in a positive sense. New Jersey took more of a hit than most of the areas throughout the country, so we're not sure what's going to happen, but it would be devastating after people losing as much as they did to have to see them go through this again. Let's see. You guys were short-winded, so I'm a little bit longer. Meet the mayor. For those of you that, the folks that are here tonight, certainly come out to the meetings, but there's a lot of people that don't want to come out to a meeting on a regular basis and stand in front of this microphone and talk in front of the camera. So we have reinstituted the Meet the Mayor program down at the Lacey Library. I'm down at the library the second Tuesday of every month for an hour from 6:30 to 7:30. And it's an opportunity if you want to come out and talk and bring a problem out or just talk in general. Whatever you want to bring forth, I'm certainly there to listen. We'll do everything we can to try and help you out and get it resolved. So I'll be there again in 2 weeks. I have an announcement that I just want to read here. This is for everyone. A lot of people in town remember about 2 years ago we had a young man from town who was a police officer up in Union City that had been in a horrific car accident and ended up in a wheelchair, paralyzed for the remainder of his life. The young man's name was Danny Inglis. His family is extremely involved in the community, and they have been involved in the Lenoka Harbor Fire Company for many years. Young Danny passed away, I guess it's going on about a year now, from his injuries. And just recently, about 2 weeks ago, his dad, Dan Sr., who's one of our firefighters up in Lenoka Harbor, had an accident in the firehouse when he was working in the firehouse on a Sunday afternoon. He took a fall out of the truck. Nobody knows exact details because he was in the building. There was other people in the building, but he was there working on the truck by himself. He's got some very severe head injuries. He's in the hospital. He's in right now. He's in Jersey Shore Medical Center. He was airlifted to the medical center the day of the accident itself, and he's under the care of the trauma team up there. The word is he's probably going to be transferred up to another facility up in North Jersey to get a little bit more care than he's getting down here because of a larger trauma team. So the family is truly devastated, and they're going through a lot of what they went through when they lost their son. And Dan Sr. is the type of guy that would give you the shirt off his back. He is just an outstanding individual and one of Lacey's best. So the Long Shot Sports Bar down in Waretown is having a fundraiser for him. It says, join us at Long Shot Sports Bar and Restaurant for a dine-in event to benefit Captain Dan Inglis. It's on March 14, 2014. And it says, present this flyer to your server and 10% of your bill will go to help the Inglis family in their time of need. If you have questions or you want to make reservations, you can dial 609-488-2616. We'll have some of these flyers here in Town Hall, and certainly if you want to stop by the firehouse and pick anything up there, the firehouse is up on the north end of town on Route 9. So it's something that, if you could keep Danny and his family in your prayers, because he truly is an outstanding gentleman. The whole family, his 2 daughters and his wife are really going through a difficult time now, and they've probably lived with more tragedy than most of us ever do in our entire lifetime. So just remember the family and keep them in your prayers. And the last item I just want to touch on, I had the opportunity today, I had an invitation to go to the Lenoka Harbor School and speak to a group of kindergarten children. And I have to tell you, it was probably the highlight of my week, because those are the good things. Those are the things you really enjoy. They asked me to come in and speak about being the mayor. It was Mrs. Weber's class in Lenoka Harbor, and I have to tell you, the questions these little kids came up with were really very good questions. Some of them put me on the spot. Some of them, one young girl wanted to know my age, and when I, asked her how old she thought I was, and I heard I was 70 years old, it was a little hurt, in but my wife is a teacher up there, and she was also there, and she, I was told by the child that you can't lie. Mrs. Quinn says you can't lie. So I explained I was 57 years old, and they told me that my wife married a much more older man because she's only 29. So, apparently lying doesn't go both ways here. But I told the kids I would say hello to them tonight. They were truly a lot of fun, and it's amazing at that age that they've learned as much as they have, and that's certainly a compliment to the schools and to the teachers in the school system itself. So I had a great time, and like I said, those are the things you really enjoy when you're sitting in the mayor's seat. And some of us have enjoyed it. Other ones, you two new guys, you'll have the opportunity, and don't lie about your age when you go over there. So, but that's all the comments I have. So with that, I'll open the floor to public comment. So, Regina.
Regina DeSenza, Sunset Drive, Sunrise Beach. I came here directly from the high school. The Red Night Out is well attended and well packed. The parking lot was full when I left, and someone went right into my spot as I left. But Red Night Out stands for Raising and Educating a Drug-Free Community. I'm kind of sorry I missed it, but I asked Mr. Lytle if he would put it on the website so that I can see it later. There's a presenter there, Phil Barr, B-A-U-E-R. He's a national advocate for prescription drug safety, and he is the author of The Power of Mark, published in Chicken Soup for the Soul. A lot of people may have heard of that book. Think Positive, and Living a Parent's Worst Nightmare, published in I Am Your Disease, The Many Faces of Addiction. Mr. Varro lost his son to a prescription drug-related death in 2004. We must get drugs out of this community, and it is every person's responsibility. The brochures handed out tonight were very informative, and I hope this is available online somewhere. Maybe, does the Municipal Alliance have a website?
No, they piggyback off of ours.
Okay, well,
It could be put on there, that's not a problem.
I don't know if you could get this PDF up
Yes, I
to
can.
their site, it would be great. And Mr. Lytle, you have the Channel 21 website, so that people that say, had to work tonight, but would have liked to have seen it, it's a very worthwhile presentation, and last year's was unbelievable as well. So it's everyone's responsibility, and everyone can do their part. There will be no community yard sale weekend in Bay Woods this year. I've said it once before, but I want to make sure that everyone knows that I will not be organizing it. There will be no notices in the mailboxes unless someone else wants to do it. I have a file with the sample ad that used to go in the Asbury Park Press and a flyer if anyone would like the information, or the old sign posts. All the wooden signs have been destroyed because they were destroyed. My phone number is 693-6454. Most people know how to find me, but I'm not going to be coordinating the yard sales in Bay Woods this year. And I have one more reminder for all. The tax appeal deadline is approaching. It is April 1st. The postcards arrived in the mail this past month with property tax assessment information. There is a phone number on the tax assessment card for a tax appeal form, or you can download it on the County Tax Board website. Look for comparable sales from 2013. Do not use 2014 sales. Make 4 copies of the form after you complete it if you do not get the carbon copy form from the tax board. 1 copy goes to the town clerk, 1 copy goes to the tax assessor. 1 copy goes with a $25 check if your assessment is under $500,000 to the Ocean County Tax Board in Toms River, and 1 copy for your records. Don't miss this opportunity. It only comes once a year. Thank you.
Thanks, Regina. Otto?
Thanks.
Just your name and address again, Otto.
I'm just wondering,
Just your name and address. Thanks.
Otto Zell, 743 Lakeside Drive North, Forked River. I live on Deerhead Lake, so I observe it. It is, I always looked at it as my lake, sort of, because since a kid I've been up there. And hearing that you're going to spend the money again on guards and on public works to do something about it, I think it's a total waste of time and money in the township to do anything but close the lake unless you really have some thoughts and plans on improving it. Last year, I think there were more guards on the lake than there were people. And it was not because of the weather or anything else. Now, I notice every morning the road department or the recreation department's over there with a bulldozer going over the beach, burying the fouling of the geese from the night before. Now, would you send your grandkids or your kids over there to play in that sand and dig up the goose crap that they've just buried that morning? I don't think anybody would do that in their right mind. This has been going on for years. I think everything that they have done so far to try to reduce the goose population has been a total failure. I think last year they added 114 or 140 eggs or something like that at a cost of $2,000. And right now, I think if you took a count on them, last I counted the other day was about 200 of them out there. It started with maybe 25, and then we got 50, then we got 100, now we got a couple hundred. And I don't know what the answer is to it. I know it's not the only reason the lake is polluted, but it sure is one of the big things that is helping it get to the stage that it's in. I don't know what your plans are, but if your plans, if you have no plans, then I think it's kind of foolish to even appropriate money to do anything with the beach except put a padlock on it. Now, I would hate to see that happen, but yet I would prefer to see that than to go through like we did last year with the closings that we had and the non-use of the beach with guards on it than what we went through there. So I have very mixed emotions on that. But I think you should give very serious thought about, do you want to have a lake up there, or do you want to just let it go? And that's about all I have to say on it. I wasn't going to say anything tonight until I read that you were going to, at first thing you had on your agenda. And I apologize for coming up at the wrong time.
Oh, don't be silly. Yeah,
but
yeah.
I feel very strongly about that. And I would do anything I could to try to improve that lake. And yet I see no hope. A great deal has been done as far as the grass. I think this year with the frost that we had and the lowering of the lake, we're going to have a good year for grass. But still, that doesn't help us with the pollution.
Just a couple things out of the second reading we had on that ordinance tonight, that's really establishing our salaries for our recreation people throughout the entire town, our park system, or not just that
not
lake.
Whether
Yeah,
there's
yeah.
going to be any. Or
We haven't done anything as far as decisions on that go. We are still looking at different options out there. We have engineers, studies being done out there. We acknowledge there's no doubt there's a problem. I drove by, it's not only the lake, I drove by Hebrew Park the other day,
Yeah.
and the front field, I mean, there wasn't a spot you could put a chair down. There was so many Canadian geese there. It's all over the area,
I mean,
as well as other
It
towns.
isn't just the lake.
Yeah, it's everywhere.
They're fouling Lacey Township, period.
Yeah. But I mean, Berkeley, all the other mayors that you talk to are all dealing with the same issue, and we're trying to find ways to do it. Casey does have a few ideas that he's working on to try and, move water so that, because if you remember back in the day, when the water flowed better, it wasn't as big an issue over there. Unfortunately, we were mandated by the state to put the dam in. The dam doesn't let the water flow.
There was no improvement of the lake at all.
But it's not something we could prohibit or stop. We were told we had to, or we would be fined. So we were put in a very difficult spot there.
Somehow or another, although they swear that it's exactly the same as it
It's
was
not.
before, I can guarantee you the lake is 4 to 6 inches lower
Yeah, yeah.
than what it was previously.
Yeah, I think you're gonna see, like I said, the lake pollution not as bad this year because draining the lakes, having the frost we've had is gonna play a tremendous difference in the bottom of the lake this year with growth as opposed to what it was last year, because we didn't drain it the year before. So this is something that should help us in that. But with respect to the sand and the beaches, that's still an issue we have to deal with. So we haven't decided which direction we're going in yet. We will be having conversations over the next couple of months in anticipation of the summer season coming. Our only thing we have to be very careful of, because it's a recreational facility that we have in town available, we have to have some sort of monitoring there during the hours of daytime for our insurance company. Because it's something that we, God forbid, somebody go into that water, we don't have people guarding those lakes, and there's a tragedy, then the township has a tremendous liability.
We go through the rest of the year without anybody on them.
I understand that, yeah, but the summer season is the record.
I should think that a lake closed sign and a padlock on the door.
It doesn't necessarily work out because our other lake, which we have, the middle lake, you have to basically set your standards based on the fact that this lake is open during that time, so the other lake is open during that time. Even though it doesn't make sense, that's the way the insurance is looking at it. So we have to make sure we protect the lives that are over there if somebody goes in the water.
Because I hate to see money wasted. I know.
I understand.
We're having problems as it is.
Yeah, yeah.
And I don't want to see the lake closed. But I think it seems to be the only alternative that anybody is even thinking about. Because I haven't seen one suggestion come out of anybody up at the dais or anybody from this side of the lake.
To solve it.
I've spoken to many people, and they all say, gee, it's great that you're trying to do something, but not one of them will come up here and say something.
Yeah, yeah.
Which I think is one of the problems that we have. And I'm glad to see your meetings on Tuesday. Maybe a few people will come and talk to you about it.
Oh, sure, yeah.
But I can't get anybody to come up here. And I thank you very much for listening to me, because I know I'm ranting and raving about something
never a problem,
that I'm very passionate about, but I don't seem to be getting anywhere. And I mean, this is not a 1-year thing or a 2-year thing. I think you know I've been coming up here for a great many years hollering about it.
Yeah.
And asking for something to be done, and the answer I get most of the time is, we're working on it. Well, it's been a lot of years working on it, and I don't see anything.
We've tried a few things. We haven't had the success we had anticipated, but we're not going to give up.
No, I mean, I don't want to bring up the kite man.
Yeah, yeah.
But some of them very human. They
Yeah.
were great entertainment for me. Let's put it that way.
We don't want to entertain you. We want to make you happy. So just let us keep going and see what we can find out for you.
Thank you for your time.
Thanks, Otto. Anyone else?
Seeing none, motion to close the floor.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Did I have a motion to adjourn?
Move it.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thanks, folks.